This is Surface Thinking with Blackie Chad, and today's episode is sponsored by V-Mood Candle. These candles are made with vibes and moods. It's not sold on the smells, it's the vibes and moods. They come with a playlist that's curated specifically for each candle. That's vmoodcandle.com. That's VIMOOD candle.com. Today I'm happy to have one of my alumnus here with me. Somebody that I've known of for a lot of years. Can't say that we've been super close, but it just seems like everything, as he says, is about timing. And I'm here today with HQ Lou.
Yeah, what's going on? It's crazy because we live like 5 blocks away.
Really, like a straight, like not even no turns, it's straight.
Yeah, we on the same,
So we talked, and he told me that he hasn't listened to the podcast before, and I respect your honesty. So this show is basically about giving you the opportunity to talk about anything you want in the midst of the questions that I ask.
Gotcha.
So I ask you a question, and you literally are supposed to take it any way you want to take it, and we talk about whatever you would. So my first question I'm gonna ask you, which is one of my favorite questions, is what are you afraid of?
Failure.
Okay. What does that mean from you? Because I hear that a lot. But it's like, what does that mean for you?
I think I'm just so ambitious, and I think for me, not being able to set a high standard for people under me, is considered failure.
Okay.
So I feel like, like the generation before us, they set their plateau, and that plateau is your foundation. You know what I mean? So I feel if my plateau isn't like amazing, then I feel like I failed. I don't even know what amazing is. You know what I mean? But every day, like, I strive to like get better at life, not just in my career, but just in life. If
you haven't created this mental pressure for yourself to be to plateau at a high level for the predecessors or the people under you, me, what would you be? Like, are you using this to be successful? Like, if you had like no opportunity, you didn't have to be looked up or to finish high for anybody else, do you think you would still be driven?
Yeah, I go back to like my career path, which is video production.
Okay.
And it's one of those paths that doesn't feel like a career.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, career wise, my success comes to my ability to maintain creative. It's not the money. Like, I do a bunch of cockers.
Yeah, sure.
I do a bunch of shit that's just like, on the strength of the art, on the strength of just like exploring and just experiencing, just like something new. So I think if I wasn't able to show people like a physical starting ground for themselves, right, I think I'd still be successful in the sense that I'll still be like creating and still maintaining my happiness.
So that was crazy, about to be my next question. So what is happiness? Because you talk about success, and that seems to be subjective for all of us.
Yeah.
So what does happiness look like for you?
Happiness to me is just being yourself. I feel as though for me, I can't even speak for everyone else. Me being, this is interesting. Now I'm about to just go into like this whole different like spiel. But it's around the idea of wearing different faces in different rooms. The reason why I bring that up is because, damn, what was the initial question before I go on my tangent?
What is happiness for you?
Yeah, okay. So I hate the idea of showing face or presenting a person who isn't yourself, right? So I feel like myself, I wear 3 different masks, right? I wear the Louis Piliera mask, right? And Louis Piliera is more of like the professional.
Okay.
How you doing? My name is Louis Piliera. How's that? You know what I mean? Like, sure. That's the face I throw on. And then I have the HQ Lou face, and the HQ Lou is more of the creative, the more chilled. Like, when I'm shooting, I'm HQ Lou. When I'm in the more professional setting, I'm Louis Piliera. And then my third mask is Lou. I'm just Lou, boy from North, you know. I still do the same old, you know what I mean, hanging out, and so balancing these threes can be annoying because sometimes I'm in a certain room and it's like you try to blend the two, or you're like you're stuck with one face and you're like, I don't even feel like having to put this persona on for this certain person.
That's interesting you say that, because the hoodie you wear is an exact the alter ego of what you're saying. Or maybe not the alter ego, but the complete opposite of what you're saying. Because unemployed on purpose for me is like bang, and that's crazy, like a shameless plug. But I'm asking, why can't you be out of all three? Let's be honest. If we could pick, which one is your favorite? HQ Lou, or The Professional?
Honestly, I hate The Professional one.
Okay, you hate The Professional. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's just annoying.
All right, so Lou is the no pressure, just who you are, right?
Yeah, but Lou be bullshitting.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. But all right, and then you got HQ Lou, who's a little bit more serious about the love of his art. He's focused. But then you got Lou, who chill, watch the Eagles game, might drink a brew and laugh.
Playing football type,
So my question is, why do you have to be The Professional? Now, I don't think The Professional is a persona. I think The Professional is a way. Like, not yes sir, no sir, but like, if you say something's going to be back to somebody in 2 weeks, you're giving it back to them in 2 weeks. An email or communicating in a serious way and not playing around. I think that, like, a lot of times we do have to, in a sense, code switch to appease somebody.
Yeah.
But is that true happiness? Because I think true happiness is you hiring me because you like who I am. And if I can intertwine HQ Lou and Lou together, I don't really need to be a professional, because you call me in your office because you know what I can do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tear your company down.
You hire me for me.
And why do I have? Because we all know that that's a front, right? We all know we put on the Dockers and the shirt and we yes sir, no sir. But we're waiting for that opportunity to be able to be who we are. And it's like, that's what the fight is. And that's why Unemployed on Purpose is so important to me, because we're taught to wear the tie and say yes sir, no sir, and all of that. But being a professional is just, to me, not a look. It's just a way, like an expectation for everybody to, to be a part of. And I wonder, for you, is it a way to cancel The Professional?
I mean, I think there is. I think I entered a stage in my life right now. So I was working at Temple for 3 years. And at Temple, I was trying to. HQ Lou is always like in the middle of Lou and Louis Poliera. So I was trying to combine Louis Poliera and HQ Lou. But just wearing that Louis Poliera mask so often was just so draining. The professional setting to me was draining. So like last year, I just, I resigned. I left Temple. Temple was an amazing opportunity. The money was good. The benefits were amazing. But for me, combining that HQ Lou and that Lou was somewhere where I wanted to be. So I've removed myself from that comfort zone, financial comfort zone that I was in, to gain my my happiness, in a sense, which is the HQ Lou and Lou balance.
And that's amazing. Like I just posted on one of my Instagrams. It's like I used to have to get permission to take a personal day. And you think about it, it's like, you got your sick time where you say I'm sick, you got your vacation time, and then you got your personal time. Your personal time doesn't need
I shouldn't have to tell you.
It's just, I'm taking a personal day.
Yeah.
My job, you had to tell them why you were taking a personal day, and they had to say whether you could take it or not. And you had to do it in 2 weeks in advance. So a lot of the times, like even we work so hard, like we have to really unlearn everything that we were taught.
Yeah.
Because what the people that were teaching us was teaching us to be workers. And like, it's hard for me to go somewhere and just listen to a boss tell you what to do when you know you can do it better. Yeah. Or you know it's a different way because they want you to do it the way that they want you to do it. It's just like, I was talking to a homie today and he was just like, I love my job. And I said, why? He was like, because I get to, help humanity. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Could you quit and do what you want to do and come volunteer on Tuesdays? He said, hell no. But he said it so fast. I said, how could you not volunteer if you really love it? and he was stumped, and he was just like, maybe I don't love it. So
Money is good.
these jobs make you think. Like, this is what it is. I don't even think that we love these jobs. We find something about the job that we hate that keeps us coming back. So like, I hate if I was a dude on the bus, one of those bus people that's on the back of the bus, making sure the kids ain't beating each other up. You hate the job. The pay sucks. You working for 2 hours in the morning. Do you working for 2 hours at the end of the day? You hate it, but you found love in the kids, and that takes over your mind to make you keep coming back. And that's what a job does. Pays you enough to get you to come back. So for me, my resurgence or my resurrection was, fuck this shit. Like,
facts.
I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. And like, I literally am so happy, bro. Like, Sundays, I was telling you before, Sundays used to get up and be like, all right, watch the Eagles game. Then after the Eagles game, damn, I gotta go get my clothes out the dryer because I gotta get ready for work. Yo, I don't even know what day it is sometimes.
Yo, facts, bro. I've been going through that. Crazy.
And it's like, all right, so let's backtrack. For you to leave, what obstacles did you had to go through as far as like fighting? Like, should I jump? Should I not jump? Should I jump? Should I not jump? So how was that experience?
It's crazy because at that time, even like right before I was gonna it was even like a thought for me to quit. I think I would have to backtrack. So I quit Temple in June. In February, I got a call from my homie who works at NFL Films.
Okay.
And he told me about an opening for the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
So once he told me that, instantly it's like, would I leave Temple for this?
Mm.
And it was like, hell yeah.
Right.
Because one, it's a big company. Two, I love football with a passion, and I love shooting. It was a no-brainer for me. I would definitely leave Temple. Mm-hmm. So that right there is what triggered the idea of me leaving Temple to open up the doors for more opportunities. Mm-hmm. And then I'll say like around probably like March, April, I was gonna buy a house. I was ready to buy a house. And then the idea of buying a house set in that I would have to stay at Temple. And it was like, am I ready to live at Temple? Oh, am I ready to stay at Temple for X amount of years in order to buy this house? Like, what the hell do I need a house for right now? If I'm ready to pick up the NFL Films if I had to.
For sure. So,
cut it right there.
What did you come up with?
All right, give it a couple seconds.
So what did you come up with?
What you mean what I come up with?
Like,
the decision-wise?
Yeah.
Fuck the house. Fuck Temple. Because I was doing all these things that that you're told is like the steps of adulthood. Mm-hmm. Get the job, sometimes even get the family, get the house type. You know what I mean? And I was just going through the paces of what I was told I had to do. And I just hit that point and I was just like, fuck it. Like, none of this makes me happy.
For sure. Like,
I'm just going through the motions right now for what? So I said, I just ended it all. I said, you know what? I'm going to do my own job.
So I'm going to ask you because I'm just trying to weigh the options. So for me, it was terrifying because I'm a father. 3 children, got a wife, got a house, got bills, car notes. Yeah. I have everything that like I designed for myself. Thank God for that. But you like, how can I leave this security blanket and do what I love and not feel selfish? Because the kids need these certain things. And it's like, do you think it was easier for you to make those decisions because you don't have children?
100%. Okay. Yeah. I didn't have that responsibility. Okay. I'm still able to be selfish. And I realized that. So I figured out, I seized this opportunity and just be selfish as shit for a couple years before the pull-out game gets real iffy. And it gets real bad for me.
So what does happiness look like now that you've done it? Like, what was that first week like after you put your 2 weeks in or whatever, and you were like, no more work? What was that like?
So right after Temple, I started working at Rec Philly full time. I was the marketing director.
Okay.
the marketing director.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and it's like, the fuck am I doing being the marketing director? You know what I'm saying? I'm a creative. I'm a shooter at heart. I'm a craftsman. Like, I need to have like a camera in my hand.
Right.
I need to pan. I need like that's where I'm whole. That's where I'm happy.
Right.
So I was at Rec Philly for like a week, to be honest, man. And the work that I was doing was I don't know. It just felt like an office job. It felt like I was at Temple without doing the shooting, without being creative, and it's like, fuck am I doing? It only took me a week to realize like I don't want to do this shit. So I quit 2 jobs within 2 weeks, and it felt so good.
So you've built relationships and you knew people from Rec Philly. So what was that like? Did you feel at any point reserved or like pause to not do it, like to not quit because you built relationships?
Yeah. I think quitting Rec Philly was harder for me because I went to school with a couple of the guys that worked there. I saw the company grow even before it was like called Rec Philly. So me leaving like that was tough because like I felt as though like they saw me doing an amazing job at that position, and I probably would have.
Right.
But it just wasn't for me. It just didn't feel right, So I walked away from it.
That's kudos to you, right? Because like so many people are like out here living a lie, right? And not having the courage to just be honest with yourself. We listen to everything and everybody, all of the noise, and ignore the person that needs to be listened to the most. And that's ourselves. So for you was like, man, like it might hurt some people, but I can't live my life being scared to hurt some people, so I'm the fuck out of this joint.
Yeah.
And like so many people won't leave or won't stop doing something or allow people to treat them this way or keep driving people somewhere for free because they don't want to hurt their feelings. But like we really have to be selfish. I'm not saying selfish as far as like not taking care of your kids and your responsibilities, but like at any point of life where you can really focus on your own happiness and it hurts people to the minimum, just do it.
If they fuck with you, they still gonna fuck with you.
Or be mad at a time because it's just timing. Somebody be terrible and mad at you, but it's I don't think that they're mad at you because of what you did. I just think that a lot of times they envy you because they wish that they can do it.
Yeah, you brought up a good point because once I left Temple, people were still like reaching out to me like how did it feel, like because they also had that in their mind like I want to start a new chapter in my life, but I'm not ready to take that leap. And it was like once I did that, it was like to them it was like a spark, like all right, well maybe this is possible. Because Lou was happy here. Lou was, I had a suite there. I'm not gonna lie, it was love.
What was it? What made it sweet? Like you just had your job on Smash, or like they didn't ask for much of you? What they asked for was easy.
Sweet in the sense that my job was to create, and everyone else had like. The majority of the people there had like, in my head, it's an office job. You have a cubicle, you have a computer. It's an office job. I don't care what you're doing. Right. It's an office job. Where myself and my colleague, like we had like an entire room. So it's like an entire empty space. In the middle was nothing but cubicles. And then off to the side was my colleague and I. We had like a room with like gear, the vibe. It was a creative space inside of a corporate floor, and you can tell we didn't belong there.
But that's like jobs find the smallest perk to suppress you, right?
Yeah.
They tell you your kids can go here for free. Like, all right, that's all right. College is expensive.
Yeah.
But what if my kid don't want to go to college?
I ain't even had no kids either.
Or
so
if I don't have kids, that ain't nothing for me. But then it's
cool.
like,
yeah, little perks.
We'll put you over here on the side, away from the cubicles, and then you got free range, but you're still inside of this box that we created for you. Now you by yourself, somebody call you to do a video in Europe, you don't need permission from anybody.
Oh, I'm out. We out.
Facts. And that's a luxury. Where sometimes they be like, well, Lou ain't got no kids, Lou ain't got no job, he can do it. But at the same time, man, freedom, like, can you imagine a bird being handcuffed by his wings?
Bro, I'm gonna tell you my routine right now is so peaceful. Like I focus on my mental health, my physical health first nowadays. So like I'll wake up, I drink a tea, I go on my laptop, and I just do like research. Like I go on YouTube, I figure out different like little tricks. I watch video here and there, and then from there I'm inspired and I start writing. Or I'll drink. Everything starts with tea. The tea is essential. I'll drink my tea. I'll turn some music on and I just vibe. I don't even do nothing. I'm just vibing. I'm just chilling on the couch drinking my tea, just enjoying my me time. And then I'm just inspired by little things. So the music is on. I hear one bar or I hear a little storyline. I'm like, damn, that's kind of thorough.
Right.
I'll jot it down in my notes on my phone, and then I go to my mom's crib because she has a nice little garden set up in the back. Over my laptop, and I'm just zoning. And to me it's a hobby, but it's a career at the same time.
Sure.
So me, I'm just creating and shit, and I'll post it on either any social platform, and people be like, damn, I'll pay you for something just like this.
So let me ask you this, because if you may ask myself, I feel like I'm a creative, right? So the things I'm asking, do the things that you do that's nothing to you, is it amazing that people love it in the capacity that they do?
Yeah, it's funny because like sometimes it's like I'm gonna go to like a basketball reference. I'm just laying the ball up. I'm just on layup drills, and they like, bro, that was you
Right.
jellied it. I'm like, I'm chilling.
That's regular, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, so when people send praises my way, it just be like, I will look through my work again. When somebody be like, yo, good shit, this shit fire, I'll be like, oh shit, what did I just do? And I'll go back and I'll watch the video, like the entire thing. Someone else will send a comment like, all these 100 Jones, bro, you different. I'm like, am I different? What am I doing?
But is that a good place to be for us? To be the humble but reserved but always looking, because like I forget who said it, but it's like, what's your best work? And you say, I haven't created it yet, right? So is that good for us to be at that place where we don't soak in our own oats? Like we're always looking to do better, and what we did doesn't. Because for me,
it can be draining.
Okay.
That can be draining at times. But I think it's okay to be ambitious. I think it's okay to want more. I like trying different things. So for me, it's sometimes it's not more, sometimes it's just different. So if I see something that's like totally, so like right now I'm doing like a bunch of like sports highlights and stuff. But if I see like, I don't know, like this moving documentary on, I don't know, give me something random. The first thing that comes to your head. Documentaries
Bundy, the dude, the serial killer.
Yeah, if somebody present the idea to me,
Right.
I would do it just to understand more of how to create that genre of video production, and just to understand like this person, the Bundy Jones.
That's heavy. So
It's just fun to me.
I want to know your process, because my process is when I'm creating, I love the secrecy of me creating. So I'm down here, it's dark, maybe got my red light on, and I'm just vibing, listening to music, lighting candles from V-Boot, shout out to them. And I'm just vibing, and I love it so much. I love the process of creating something from nothing. And then when I press post, I don't give a fuck about it. I hate it.
I'm insecure as shit, bro.
I don't want it. I don't care about it no more, because it's for the opinion of others, because it's art, right?
Yeah.
So art is whatever you make it. For me, it was my baby.
Uh-huh.
And then it turned 18 when I pressed post. Go ahead, do your thing. Get out of here.
Yo, I'm insecure as shit, bro. I ain't gonna
That's the
lie.
way.
So it's my baby, and when it turned 18, I'm still like I'm right here with you.
Right.
You
So
in your
somebody
dorms,
gave-
I'm at your dorm. Like,
So if 100 people put a fire emoji, 100 different posts, 100 different comments, fire emoji, then in the middle of that fire emoji is one trash can. What does that do for you?
honestly, I would DM the trash can person. No, but not to be like, you fucking dicky, or like. I'll just ask them why, and this comes back to me being super ambitious. Because everything I post, I see like the little flaws, or like little shortcuts I took. I'm like, I finessed that. I could have really took my time on that. So if someone gives me that, to me is positive reinforcement. I see a trash can, I'm like, see, now I fuck with you. Now you know what I'm doing right now.
But what deems it though? Does it depend on the reaction that they give you after you ask what did you like about it?
I just want to know what I can do.
So I'm gonna challenge you here because
Okay.
I disagree with you. I think that it's yes, you want to be better, but it could be a lot of your insecurities in that because it's like 100 fires and then one trash can, and it's like I realized that people who could never be Carson Wentz, never walk a mile in his shoes, never take a hit like he can take, ask questions of like, why would you go through the middle and Troy Polamalu right there? You a football player, like, could you go through the middle of Troy Polamalu or Mike or Ray Lewis was coming? So I feel like so many people have an opinion about shit they would never do. So certain people, to me, are not even qualified to even tell me what I should do better.
Yeah.
And it's not cocky. It's just like if Quentin Tarantino called me and said this, I can listen to you because you did it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm eager to learn, but some people just tell you, oh, you should have did this. It's like, all right, well, show me some reference your work to show me.
Yeah, that's
You know
funny
what I
as shit because I recently been through a situation like that on Facebook, and like I challenged the person. Like he was like, hey, I would have did it this way, right? And then at first I'm like, oh, all right. And then I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, bro, let me see your shit.
Right.
I was like, you know what? All right, so the next John, you do it, and I'll be on the lookout for it. He like, nah, yeah, all right, shut the fuck up.
But so, like, and that's the question I have for you. What warrants an opinion? Like, not even just an opinion, but an unsolicited opinion. I didn't even ask you for your opinion. So, what gives a person the gall, or what gives them the opportunity to be able to even have an opinion about something that you do? Like, you weren't there.
That mean that shit was really fire then. If a motherfucker really sitting there nitpicking like, I would have done it this way.
The internet is just,
It's sickening.
It's not meant for the creatives.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't here. You didn't know the conditions. You didn't know how windy it was. I turned this way because of this.
Yeah.
You don't know what was behind. Like,
Yeah.
It burns me up. So, my next question for you is, why were you created?
Why was I created?
Yeah, why was you created? Not how you were created, because I think we get the idea of
It's
that.
the why.
Yeah, the why were you created? Like, what were you put on this earth for?
That's tough. I think that's one of those things that I'm gonna just keep it personal. I think that's one of those things that I'm always searching for. Your purpose in life. Like why am I here? And I think everything in life has taken me back into video production, where in high school I was introduced Central. I went to Central 268. I was introduced to film in like 10th grade, and to me I'm like, it's an easy A, shit stupid. We all right, cool. We in there. 11th grade I was no longer in film. 12th grade I put myself into the broadcast network for the entire school, and again it was just something fun. And then going into IUP, I was a business major. Why? Because business background, I wouldn't be able to find a job. I wasn't even thinking video. I was thinking money.
Right.
After that first semester, again, I wasn't happy. I mean, half of it was me turning the fuck up and drawing. But I wasn't happy. So I decided to change my major back into video. And I was having this conversation with my mom, and of course parents don't understand because to them work
Shout out Will Smith.
Work is 9 to 5. You know what I mean? So when I told my mom I want to change my major to video production, she was like how are you going to make money? She didn't see it, and I didn't see it either, because I didn't. When you think of video production, you just think of films. And starting off is like, how can I be? To me, Spike Lee was the boy. I love Spike Lee. Do the Right Thing, Crooklyn. Right. Spike Lee was my guy. There aren't any. Well, there are, but I couldn't find any like Hispanic or Latino shooters or filmmakers. Shit, even to this day, I'd be the only one in the mix. Right. So Spike was my guy, and I was like, I don't know how to make money, Mom, but I like doing this. And I'm gonna just keep doing that. She was like, if you like it, do it.
And that's interesting for your mom to say that, because like as you were talking, I'm thinking like going to college should be a privilege, right? So essentially, it being a privilege, the reason you go has to be for like it should be for something that you love to do, not because it's a money grab.
Yeah.
Because like essentially like I'm going to like if you want to be a doctor, it can't because you want to make money. It has to be because you have a love for medicine or you want to help people. It has to be for that. It can't be about the money because you could do anything for money. So, did you feel at home at that point of changing your major after you figured it out and your mom gave you the reassurance to just do what you do?
Yeah.
Did it feel?
It felt new. Well, I think for me in my household, college was, what the fuck is college? My mom's plateau was high school.
Okay.
Right? So me graduating high school was me meeting my mom at her ceiling. Right? So from there on, I've already exceeded what she expected from me. So me changing my major in college she was okay with that because I've already exceeded, you know? So she's like, anything you do now was just a plus for me. You know what I mean?
So now I feel like we as people, we get stuck in our own heads and our reality is reality for everything, but I know it's not. So this question I've been asking on this season is, you know, different questions of things that I don't know because I want to be, taught and I want to learn more. So what is the plight or what is it like being a Puerto Rican person? Like
What is it like?
Yeah, like what do you go through? Because like
we
all
eat
go through
rice
stuff.
and beans every day. Shout out to the coquito on holidays. I think
because in a sense, I feel like, of course, you got this hierarchy idea of white people and things like that, and then you see a lot of what us as black people, and I'm not saying us as black people, but I know you guys share some of the same things that we do.
Yeah.
But there has to be an individuality to what you go through. So that's what I'm.
It's definitely interesting. I wouldn't even say just Puerto Rican. I think it's like all of the Hispanic countries in the Caribbean islands have a unique background where, so you have you have the island of Puerto Rico, you have Hispaniola, so it's like Dominican Republic, you have Cuba, I can't even think of any other Latino island. So the history of these islands.
So is Mexican considered a Latino island?
Mexican's not even an island.
I mean, not.
So
you know what
boom.
I mean,
No. Honestly, it's. I think this is a great topic to touch on because I feel like a lot of black people don't understand.
Yeah, and that's why I'm
asking. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm asking.
So the history of these islands, myself, and every other fucking person in the Caribbean islands, we are a combination of European, which is the Spanish conquerors who came and started fucking shit up drawing. You have African in your blood, and you have the native indigenous people of these islands.
Right.
So Puerto Rico is the Taino Indians. So I'm mulatto like a motherfucker. I have African in me, I have Spanish, and I have Taino Indians, and I own the shit out of that.
Right.
When you look at me, you don't know what the fuck I am.
Right.
When people look at me, they say you got to be black and white, right? And my answer is yeah,
Right.
because I am.
Right.
I'm white because my people come from fucking Spain and Portugal.
Right.
I'm black because I have African in me,
Right.
and then add some Taino in there. Me and the Mexicans, we vibing.
Right. That's.
A lot of people don't know that, and it's crazy because a lot of the older generations, like my parents' generation, they identify as Latino or Hispanic, where now everyone wants to have their own identity. So you have Puerto Ricans and Dominicans who are brown skin. Some just say, I'm not black.
Right.
Bro, you black, bro. I'm not black, I'm Dominican. and then you now, so that's the older generation. They don't want to claim the fact that they're African. And I guess it's based on history where being black was like, it was frowned upon because again, back in the day, it was like, if you wasn't white, you wasn't right.
Right.
That's a bar. But I feel like our generation now, you have people who identify as Afro-Latino. So like they're owning the fact that they're African, but they're from this island. And there's to me, in my opinion, there's no difference between the Hispanics in the Caribbean islands from the black African Americans. The African Americans. It's only one fucking one ship stop away, because we got stopped off at the islands, then it came to the main island and dropped off.
But talk about that, right? The part of knowing who you are and knowing where you come from. You know what to identify yourself as, and you know your history, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of Puerto Rican people that I've come into contact with, especially like the older like, women and men, like they just have a different vibe about them because it's like they're not content, but they understand, right? When you got people like me, and I don't know if you had this conversation with a negro, but a lot of us don't even know where we come from. Like I hear white people, I talk to white people all the time when I was working, or Italian people or whatever. And they're like, well, my family is from Portugal, or my family is from Greece, or my family, and they know their lineage. Yeah. A lot of us don't even know, like, I'm black as shit, but I could be mixed with, I don't know.
You could be white, bro.
Don't want to go that far. Now, I could. My hands is white right here, but do you realize the, not advantage, but do you realize the blessing that you have in that? Like, how has that helped you of knowing where you come from?
I honestly did this shit last year. So I did the ancestry thing.
Okay.
And once the results came, the shit, it just made sense. Where growing up, whenever I was like, so I had Rican friends and I had black friends. When I was with my Rican friends, it was like, you're not Rican. Look at your nose. Look at your lips.
You felt that?
They used to say this shit. I ain't feel this shit.
Wow.
Look at your hair. Nah, you gotta be black. You mixed with black, right? So I'm like, damn, that's how y'all feel. And then with my black friends, it's like, you a poppy. You get your Rican ass you know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck am I? You know what I mean? And I think a little bit of that made me gravitate more towards my black friends, because my entire family is Puerto Rican, right? So you telling me I'm Puerto Rican, it's like, yeah, I know. I appreciate you, my brother. Shit, right.
So, but younger though, cause how did it feel though? Like
an outcast.
So when you were with your black friends and your Puerto Rican friends, was it separate?
No matter what group I'm in, I'm always the outcast.
Right.
When I'm with my black friends, I'm the only Rican boy. When I'm with my Rican friends, back in the day.
Right.
Now it's different.
Right.
You know, now everybody vibing. But when I was a kid, you know, kids ask the craziest questions. Sure. To this day, my fucking niece, we having dinner, and my niece brought up the same questions that I was getting when I was a kid. She said, "Mom, why your nose like that, and then Theo nose is big like that, and why his lips?" So I gave her the breakdown of our history and what it is.
And how did she take it?
I mean, she laughed and she didn't understand it.
Right.
But I know that questions that arise. I know that shit stuck. Yeah. You know, I know it stuck. I know she heard me.
I think I learned a lot from this, and I also feel like we're nowhere near the ceiling. But I also know that you gotta go. So I really want to wrap this joint up, man. I could have sworn we could have definitely talked.
Oh no, we can come back.
We could definitely vibe out more. If you guys want to know why this look is different today, is because this is all his shit. So we going back to the grainy shit next week. But I appreciate you for being here, man. Sure. I think I learned a lot. I think a lot of people will be inspired by this, and I think this is one of the things that you were on the voyage to do, is to inspire people. And I feel like your story is amazing, and appreciate you for being here, bro.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I'll come back. Shout out to Unemployed on Purpose.
The surface thinking, you know,
because it makes sense. This is me.
For sure.
I need this joint in the gray.
What size?
You got it in the gray?
What size is it?
Your size.